Hello everyone. Today we are going to see how to perform FM using Matlab. So in Matlab you already know that these are the first three lines that we basically use to clear any unnecessary content that are present because of previous executions. So CLC basically clears the command window. So this is your command window that is present on the bottom of the Matlab software. So to clear this command window, we basically use CLC. Clear vars is basically used to clear the variables that are present in the workspace, and close all basically closes all the windows except this main window. So it basically helps you in closing all the figure windows at once without closing the main window. So these are the first three lines we basically use for any type of program that we write in MATLAB. After this, we basically initialize our variables. So in our case, we basically require five of these variables. So one is message amplitude, second one is carrier amplitude, third one is message frequency, and fourth one is carrier frequency, and the last one is modulation index. Since we are performing FM, so we are taking a representation B for the modulation index. So I had also given what are the default values one can choose for these different variables. So you can have amplitude as 1 for AM and AC, and for FM you can take 10 Hz, and FC it can be of 100 Hz, and finally beta, which I am representing it as B, can be taken as 3. After the initialization of all these 5 variables through command window, then we will initialize the important variable called as sampling frequency. So sampling frequency is basically given as 10 times of FC. So the reason why we had taken FC here is in your signal, or the signal which you are actually trying to project is having a maximum frequency of your carrier frequency. So that is the reason we had taken this carrier frequency, and we are taking the sampling frequency that is of 10 times that of your carrier frequency. So there is no hard rule whether to take 10 times, 7 times, 5 times, but one thumb rule you need to remember is any sampling frequency should be greater than twice that of maximum frequency that is present in your signal. So in my present signal which I am trying to project, that is your carrier signal, is having the maximum frequency. That's why I had taken roughly around 10 times that of your carrier frequency. Then this we are basically declaring to initialize the time index. So whatever the signal you are trying to build, that will be dependent upon your time index. So basically the time index is varying from 0 to n seconds. In our case, we are taking only 1 second. So all these signals we are trying to project for 1 second. And the step size is the one which decides what is the resolution of the signal, what is the if you see how well the signal can be represented, that is basically decided by this step size. And to declare the step size, we basically use the sampling frequency. That is why we are declaring the sampling frequency first, so that we can have a proper time index. And for this time index, the step size is 1 by fs. Okay. Then using this time index, we basically declare our message signal and carrier signal. Here I had written two variables. One is M and C. M is basically the representation of message signal. We already know how exactly a message signal looks like. So AM cos 2 pi FMT is my message signal. And when coming to carrier signal, it is given as AC cos 2 pi FCT. So after declaring message and carrier, I will basically implementing this equation to generate my FM signal. You already know how a particular FM signal looks like whenever you are talking about single tone modulation. So this particular equation is for single tone modulation. The reason why I'm only taking single tone modulation is because your message is already fixed, that is of AM cos 2 pi FMT. You can also experiment with other message signals that you can take it as a homework, but for the lab we basically use a simple AM cos 2 pi FMT as the message signal, and then using that we generate this FM signal. And you already know that for a single tone modulation, the FM equation is AC cos of 2 pi FCT plus beta sine 2 pi FMT. So you can see This is the equation which basically helps you in generating the FM signal. So where B represents the beta. Okay. So this is how you generate the modulated signal and it is stored in S. So for the demodulation, there is a simple function that you can use in Matlab. It is called as FM demod. So FM demod basically takes the parameters as your modulated signal, your carrier signal or carrier signal frequency and sampling frequency, and the last one is frequency deviation. So frequency deviation in our case can be represented as beta into Fm, because you already know beta is given as delta F by Fm, and to find out delta F you just send this Fm to the left hand side. That becomes beta into Fm is equals to delta F. So that is how we got this. So these are the four parameters we need to give for the FMT mode. So these two lines are the very important lines in your code. So remaining all are similar to your amplitude modulation, ESBSC. So the equation only changes. So in our case, we had taken this single tone modulated FM signal. Okay. Then once you got or once you generate all these signals, message, carrier, modulated signal and demodulated signal. This is the demodulated signal. So you will try to project all these four signals using this subplot and plot. So I had taken 4 1 1. The reason is I am trying to project 4 plots within the same plot, and one is one column and the last one is basically representing the first figure. So 4 rows, one column, one represents first figure. Similarly, the last one is 4 rows, one column, fourth figure. So for each plot, you basically take the time index and also the signal that you want to project. So if you see the last one, sorry, if you see the last one, so the first parameter that I give for plot is t, because you basically tries to project your plots based on a particular time index. So that's why we had taken t as the first parameter, and the second parameter is the signal that you want to project. In the last subplot, we basically take the demodulated signal. That's why the variable I had taken is mdetect. So this is how you write the program for FM modulated signal. Let us run this. So you can see using this editor, I can run this. Press on run. So now it will ask for us to enter all these 5 parameters or 5 variables, that is AM, AC, FM, FC and P. So let us enter one by one. So I will go with the default values. AM is given as 1. Carrier amplitude is again 1. Then it is asking for message frequency 10. Carrier frequency 100. And the modulation index default as 3. So once you give all these parameters, your figure will be popped up on the right side of your Matlab window. So basically I'm using online Matlab, so that's why it looks something like this. You can also do the same thing for offline Matlab also. So to better see this, we can also maximize this. See, so you can see the first one is the message signal, which is of low frequency when compared to the carrier signal, which is of high frequency. Then you are having the modulated signal. You can see whenever my message amplitude is maximum, then the frequency of the modulated signal becomes maximum, and whenever my message signal amplitude is minimum, your frequency will also be minimum. So this is one way of checking whether you got a proper FM signal or not. And finally the last one is showing you the demodulated signal. So these 4 figures are message, carrier, FM modulated signal and demodulated signal. So you need to take snapshot of this particular figure and put that printout in your observation and also in the record. So that's all for this experiment, and I hope you understood how to perform FM modulation using Matlab.